You've heard of St Valentine, yes? Well, do you know who the 49th Pope is? Have you ever heard of Lupercalia? Or how about Gaikebrev? How about this one, Dia dell'Amore la Amistad? No? Well, at least we can decode the color of the rose you get this Valentine's Day. This is a special holiday edition of All Request History. Valentine's Day has its root in various legends and historical events. Probably the most popular story links it to St Valentine. He's a 3rd century Roman priest who defied Emperor Claudius II's ban on marriages for young men. He was imprisoned and apparently fell in love with the jailer's daughter who snuck in to visit him. To confirm his love, he would secretly pass her little notes or cards and sign them, "Your Valentine." His story was so romantic that suitors began a tradition of sending love notes and cards to their objects of affection and signing them, of course, "Your Valentine." By the 5th century, this practice became so popular that the 49th Pope Gelasius declared February 14th as St. Valentine's Day. His intentions for the day were more of a religious celebration than a romantic one. He intended for married couples to confirm their commitment to each other. Throughout the years, St. Valentine's Day became associated with romantic love and was taken on more by unmarried people with intentions that were, well, let's say less religious and more romantic. Another legend suggests that the day originated from a Roman festival called Lupercalia. It runs from February 13th through the 15th. It's a 3-day festival intended to ward off evil, purify the city, and celebrate health and fertility. It seems more Romans concentrated on the fertility side of that celebration than they did purifying the city, and traditions turned more to staying, indoors. Both the religious and the more romantic celebrations were observed on February 14th throughout centuries. In fact, it became known as Valentine's Day, and the saint dropped from the name completely. Like most great holidays around the world, commercialization had quite an influence on the celebration. Valentine's Day gained more popularity in the 20th century when card companies like American Greetings, Papyrus, and of course Hallmark came to be. It's interesting, Hallmark was started by a woman named Joyce Hall in 1910 as a postcard company, but it was this day's popularity that transformed them into a greeting card company, as Valentine's Day cards were their first offering. Here in the 21st century, the globalization of social media further spread the celebration of Valentine's Day worldwide. Different countries have adopted their unique customs and traditions for the occasion. While some cultures focus more on romantic gestures, others emphasize expressions of friendship and appreciation. In Japan, women traditionally give gifts to men on Valentine's Day, and then men reciprocate, usually with white chocolate, a month later on what's called White Day. In Finland, the day is called Friend Day, as friends offer cards and gifts to their person. In some Latin countries like Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Dominican, and Haiti, they celebrate Dia dell'Amore la Amistad. It's Day of Love and Friendship. In Denmark and Norway, they have a tradition where men send Gaikebrev to their intended sweetheart. They're joking letters. These puns, poems, and often funny stories are sent anonymously, and if they guessed who sent it, they get a special surprise gift. In South Africa, on February 14th, women pin the name of their love interest right to their sleeve, declaring their intention. That's subtle. Italy calls this celebration Festa degli Amorati. This means festival for lovers. It includes romantic dinners, small gifts of affection, and, love. Traditional Valentine's Day giving of roses goes back to its original origins, and it's also a symbol of affection. Now here's what the colors of the rose you receive mean. Yellow means friendship, white means purity, red of course means love, and I guess if needed, black means hate or even death. Other traditions of course include chocolates. Little bits of chocolate have always symbolized sweet indulgence, and for most they define love. The most profound impact it's had on Valentine's Day comes from the 1861 creation of chocolate in a heart-shaped box by British chocolatier Richard Cadbury. The most popular Valentine's Day gift is the candy heart. Also called conversation hearts, these little gems were discovered in 1847 as sore throat lozenges. The New England Confectionery Company created them as a sweet alternative to cough syrup. We know them as Necco. The company's second-generation owner, Daniel Chase, learned that U.S. Civil War soldiers were carrying the popular Necco wafer candies with them throughout the battlefields. They would sometimes scratch messages into the wafer and then secretly pass them to civilians with hopes that they would find their way to the soldier's intended recipient. Now, whether or not this story is true, Daniel Chase ran with the concept, took the medicine out of the lozenges, and created a system that could print words onto the pieces of candy. He called them motto candies. They became most popular on Valentine's Day, and eventually he shaped them like hearts, and the messages became exclusively designed for this holiday. Some of the original phrases were "Be mine," "My love," "Sweetie," "True love," or "Marry me." Necco unfortunately went out of business in 2018, but Ohio's Spangler Candy Company, that also produces Dum Dums and Starburst, now they make most candy hearts and they call them Sweethearts. Spangler reports that as of 2021, 8 billion candy hearts are produced each year. The phrases printed on them have become more sophisticated over the years, and you can even find plenty of places that will print your own message right on them. But just for fun, here's some rejected phrases over the years past. Fax me. Dig me. You also won't see email me. Let's read. Groovy. Hot cha. Or my pet. So it's a day celebrated with a romantic dinner, flowers, chocolates, or even message candies, but we can also take time to offer thoughtful gestures and personalized gifts for our special someone. The most popular Valentine celebration is usually a cozy night at home or even a special getaway spot for two. The focus likely being, well, when you're in love, you know. Happy Valentine's Day from all of us here at All Request History. Thanks for checking in. Are you curious about the history of anything? Subscribe here, put your requests in the comments, and you could be the next All Request History.